Maloney V8 Motorsports and Burns Brothers Performance. I am solo today. Going to be talking about the 72 K20 pickup we're working on for Kirk Hall. Joe Miller came down last weekend and we got a little metal cut off the cab. Found a couple little surprises, nothing major. I'm going to show you that here in a bit. Pretty simple fix, but anyways, had to order some patch panels. I am standing in front of the seat here that I got back from Tim's Top Shop. Jake down there did a really nice job covering this seat. The cover and the foam did come from LMC, and we had the frame powder coated at Salem Powder Coat. The guys over there did an awesome job as usual. Sandblasted, powder coated satin black. It's so funny when I take these seats down to Jake, you know, he appreciates the fact that they're powder coated, the frames, and it just comes out so nice when it's done, when you look at the finish of it. A lot of people don't see that, but you always in the back of your mind know it's there, and it's such a clean way of doing it. Instead of, if anybody's ever tried to paint a seat frame, they know what I'm talking about. It's a pain in the butt to get all the little wires painted all the way around. And the powder coating is so much easier and much better results. Anyways, so thanks to those guys, Jake, and then the crew over at Salem Powder Coat for what they do. Anyways, I'm gonna walk around the truck for a little bit. I'm gonna show you a couple things we're tackling right now. Yeah, we'll go from there and lay out a little bit of the near future stuff we're gonna be working on. Stay tuned. All right, so here is the stripped down cab. Spent some time last weekend stripping the cab down, got the glass out of it, got the AC all out of it, the doors off of it, and then Joe Miller stopped by and I should say, cut both rocker panels off of the truck. This side had actually been replaced already, and they did cover up the rust right here in the A-pillar, the very bottom of the A-pillar there. So we could see that through the end of the rocker panel. So we went ahead and cut that off and ordered the patch panel for the A-pillar there. And so we're just gonna redo it with a new A-pillar and rocker panel there. Same thing on the other side. They had not replaced this rocker panel, but they did do a partial on it. And as you can see, there is some surface rust behind it. The inner rocker panel is not bad, it's just surface rust, but the A-pillar on this side is definitely worse. So we ordered a patch panel for this side, and I'm actually gonna push this thing outside at some point and do some blasting to get that metal cleaned up on both sides, and then a couple of little spots on the cab. So we'll get that cleaned up and get patch panels in there. We are gonna replace this cab corner. There's just a little bit of pitting on the inside. It's not bad, but it's enough to where there's some concern that it might come back later and haunt us after it's painted. So we're gonna go ahead and cut that cab corner off and replace it. As I mentioned, the dash is all stripped down. Just got a couple more things to pull off, and I'll probably pull the wiring harness out of there just so it's out of the way for when we're painting, and of course take the dash pad off. The inside of the truck is all stripped down. It will be painted gloss black inside. Looking at options for maybe a speaker box or something to go behind the seat. It currently had just some little speakers sitting on the floor, kind of cheesy way of setting it up. And I don't know, maybe looking at like a speaker box since the gas tank's not there anymore to put back there. It's a non-foldable forward seat from the factory, so it's not like you're gonna be storing too much back there. Anyways, the engine, I'm getting ready to take it back out so I can swap the oil pan and the intake manifold, get it all cleaned up and sealed up. I did take the valve cover over to Brandon Kime at Kime Race Cars, and he welded a nice patch on the back of this thing. I had to cut the corner off to clear the firewall. I thought about massaging the firewall, and when I got to looking at it, it really just made more sense to just cut the valve cover. So we did that, and got a nice weld on there. I'm thinking I'll probably sand it down and polish the corner. Probably gonna go that route instead of leaving it raw the way it is. even though the welds do look really nice, I just thought it'd be a little bit nicer touch to sand the corner and polish it out. Anyway, got one fender back down here from Joe because we were going to use it to fit the new driver's side rocker panel on, but ended up had to order more patch panels, so kind of put a halt to that. But anyways, I have the one fender. I did drill the holes for the emblems. It's going to have the 8 454 emblem there. And then I believe it's a, what is it, a Cheyenne emblem or something? I don't know, it'll be in the pictures here. And then that emblem will go there. The fenders are new, so they didn't require too much prep. He just, Joe sanded them back down to bare metal and threw some primer on them. Did all the parts. It's so funny when you take these things apart, how much room this stuff takes up, but I need to box this stuff up and get the boxes labeled for when we go to reassemble. I think the wiring harness wasn't too bad. It does look like a mess over here on the lift, but it wasn't terrible. I am gonna put it all in nice looms when I put it back in. And then of course trim and rubber seals and all that good stuff. I actually, another patch panel I ordered for this thing is the passenger side rocker panel, or cab corner. They did replace this cab corner, but didn't do the greatest job. I don't know if you can see that or not, but the Bondo is pretty thick right there in the corner. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna cut that cab corner off and put a new one on there. That's kind of the risk sometimes you take when you buy a completed vehicle. Sometimes you're just not, you just don't know what the work that somebody else did, and it can be a risk, but it wasn't terrible. This truck was really, really nice. They did a lot of really nice things to this thing, but there's just a couple spots where they cut corners, and we're just gonna correct those mistakes that they made and make it right when we put it back together here. So anyway, yeah, we're gonna get going on some metal repair, and once this the metal repair is done, the cab will come off the frame and it'll go to Joe, and he'll do his magic on the bodywork and paint, and the chassis itself will get blown apart. The frame and some other components are gonna go to Salem powder coat. And then once that's all back, we'll start some reassembly and hopefully get the cab on it. And then once the cab's on it, I can throw all this AC and wiring back in and go to town on this thing. So really looking forward to the upcoming progress we're gonna be making on this thing. I think it's gonna go pretty good once we get going on the bodywork and paint. So stay tuned and we'll show you more. All right, thanks for watching.